Namaste. How long have I been formally practicing yoga? I would say about 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years on the path. Yoga found me, I would say, more to the point. I was at a crossroads in life. Most of us that get on this path is as a result of being at a crossroads. I never stepped on the path envisioning that I would teach. However, as one learns, the teacher-student dynamic, it shifts and changes. We're always teachers as we are students. I decided I wanted to take my practice deeper in about 2008. And after a bit of research, went off to India and did a yoga teacher training program. And I remember at the end of the program, one of the teachers saying to me, "You must teach." As he handed me that certificate, he said, "You must teach." The thought never crossed my mind. So I've been teaching for about 2 years. From that left leg to meet the right. And now coming forward into plank. And let's just hold our plank here now for about 5 breaths. Well, the first thing I will say about the struggles is that once you are aware of the struggles, then you know your yoga is working. Those struggles are gifts. They show us where we have energy blocks, where we can work with our breath to break through those blocks so that our prana, our life force, our energies can flow. Sometimes we may feel that these struggles as they are coming to us faster than we'd expect. Just have faith, stay grounded and breathe. The mere fact that you're aware of what, let's not even call it a struggle, let's call it an opportunity. Yeah, removing the fear away from it. You're ready to open up and blossom like a lotus flower. Growth is there. Our lives show up in our practice, our lives show up in our bodies. You know, DNA, our bodies remember. It's interesting, if you're feeling off-centered or off-balance, you try and do a bunch of standing series, it's not going to happen. So that's how yoga shows up in our lives. Sometimes we may have stuff going on that we're not even present to. The mat is authentic. There's no hiding on the mat. You get on that mat and whatever you're trying to hide, it comes up, bam, and you have to deal with it. Don't know if there's necessarily a parallel per se, but I think, well, let us put it another way. The more things change, the more they remain the same. Yeah? We look at the educational institutions, we look at governments, we look at how they're set up, a hierarchical structure. We see globally that that system is no longer working. And part of the reason that's no longer working is that as we wake up and as we become more centered and more aware of who we are, we then start to question. So, I wouldn't say there's necessarily a parallel. What I do believe though is that the shift, the transformation, all of that we're talking about, that we would like to envision, be the change you want to see in the world, blah, 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 blah. Yoga has that potential within. I think what's happening yogically in Jamaica at the moment is fantastic. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's emerging communities. And what we need in Jamaica to bring us back together, to return us to who we are, is community. We've been torn apart by fear, we've been torn apart by economic woes, we've been torn apart by a whole series of things. Yoga is the ultimate democracy. There are no barriers once you're in yoga. And I believe that if more of us can do that and we start to build that vibration, that is the only way forward. You look at things like the Africa Yoga Project, Baron Baptiste, you see where yoga is being used to transform communities. It's the only way. Governments can't do it first. We have to be the Jamaica that we want to live in. Firstly, I'd love to say big up to CYC. I am thrilled beyond words that we're having this conference in Jamaica. Jamaica, it's necessary, it's timely, we're ready for it. I mean, you look at the aesthetics of this gorgeous island. Jamaica is the Bali of the Western Hemisphere. We can absolutely do this. I think the mere fact that we'll be bringing lead teachers, mentors, you know, mega people in the yoga community together gather in Jamaica, a place that that has such a great spiritual vibration, is absolutely awesome. What role do I intend to play? That's still under discussion, but I intend to play a role in a big way. And it's not even playing a role, it's contributing. Because again, as I said previously or earlier, it's about building community. Jamaica, the Caribbean, is ready and poised for this.